Salutations, my good friends. Today I will be showing you how I made this amazing custom fit dress form that is a very cheap alternative to a professional dress form and is made to measure. Now, the reason I wanted to make this dress form is because there are many different ways you could make them. You may have seen the duct tape dress forms, which they may be cheaper, but I would like something a little bit nicer. So I created this dress form, and so far I haven't seen any tutorials that are similar to this way of making them. I kind of figured out how they were made professionally and created this in my own interpreted way of that technique. Another benefit to this dress form is it's very durable. The inside is made out of plaster and cardboard, and so it will definitely last you for many years probably. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't had this one for very long. I just made it. I cannot wait to show you how I created this.
The materials you will be needing will be plaster, cardboard boxes, a stand, measuring tape, t-shirts, plastic wrap, tape, fleece, stuffing, and a fashion fabric. Layer 1, the t-shirts. First, you're going to take your t-shirts and place them on top of your stand and stuff them until it reaches about your size. But you want it to be a little bit smaller because you're going to be adding more layers of fabric afterwards. So make sure that the solid layer is a little bit smaller so that you don't end up with a mannequin that is too big. Also, we are going to be placing plastic wrap to protect the t-shirts from the plaster, so don't worry about getting them dirty. With that said, you're going to take sheets of plastic wrap and basically wrap them all over. I mean, it's really simple. You're also going to take some tape, and you're going to tape the plastic wrap in those places that need a little bit more cinching, just to make sure that it holds the shape when you're done placing the plaster layer. Next, you're going to mark a line that is halfway between everything, so it divides the front and the back, to make sure that you can pop off the front and back layers and rejoin them later. Layer 2, the plaster. Here's a list of all the things that I used to mix the plaster and place it, so you can take a look at that. Then I cut my cardboard into strips that were big enough to fit inside my cookie sheet, and you're going to want to soak them until the layers can be peeled apart. And you're going to want to remove that ribbed layer in between. And next you're going to slather them in plaster and place them on top of the dress form. And you're going to want to build up, I used about like 3 layers, and you're just using those papery sides of the cardboard, not the ribbed section in between or whole sheets of cardboard. This helps it become stronger and more durable. And you probably could see my sister running around in the background there. Hello. When I mixed my plaster together, I just did it until it was slightly runnier than honey. Both the front and the back half took me 3 hours to complete each, and once they're dry, you're going to want to pop them off and rejoin them with more cardboard and plaster. I used the entire 4-pound bag of plaster, so make sure that you have enough. And also, when you're rejoining the layers, it is imperative that you place cardboard on the outside and on the inside, because you don't want it to be too weak on either side or it might break apart. Here's a quick little view of the back half. As you can see, I did them separately. Each half takes about 12 hours to dry, so just let them sit overnight. Once your dress form plaster thing is completely completed, you're going to want to sand it down until it becomes smooth, and it's still going to be lumpy. And then I cut out this little base for the top, and I attached it to the stand using hot glue and some cardboard. Layer 3, the padding. So you can use shoulder pads for this. I made my own out of fleece, and the good thing about this is you can stuff them with more stuffing just to make sure that they're the right size. And yeah, I also layered some fleece onto the base of my mannequin just so I could sew the padding on it really helps because there's really no other way to attach them. Then you're just going to add the padding and you're going to keep measuring until it becomes your size. Alright, and finally we have the fashion fabric. So what I did is I traced out these lines onto my mannequin and draped the fabric and cut it and then sewed it back together basically until I created this beautiful outer layer. Look how smooth it is. I also marked with some nails some reference points that I want, like the bust, the waist, and the hips, and some spots where I just make sure that I want just some pins to mark, like where, for modesty purposes, I guess. And that's pretty much it.
Well, and it has been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments in case I didn't clarify something. Yeah, I'll see you in our next sewing